Hi Dritos, the 24th of March 2016, it's been a while. Time to catch up. The Christmas holidays were pretty standard. Hanging out with friends, doing work, watching television, etc. However, on the early morn of New Year's Eve, we got the phone call that my grandmother passed away. So my dad had to quickly zip off to India to attend the cremation. I've never been that close to my grandparents. They live in India. I only go to visit every 2 years or so. So the death itself wasn't too saddening for me. However, I just felt really sad for my dad and what he was going through. We were originally going to celebrate New Year's by doing a Monopoly-style pub crawl in central London. However, I didn't really feel like it, for obvious reasons, so instead we just went to Alexandra Palace to see London bloom into a new year. On Tuesday the 12th of January, I finally passed my driving test, with only 3 minors, may I add. It was the second time I took the test. I took my first one in December 2014, where I got 2 majors, so simply failed, and I think I've improved as a driver a lot since then. I practiced loads over the Christmas holidays in order to pass the test, and I haven't driven since then. So, yeah. The evening of that day, I took a train to Cambridge, where I guess term began. It's final year, so work on top of MMA training, gymming, and being webmaster, although that ended halfway through term. It doesn't leave that much time to desire, although there have been a few lights which I will go through. 1. Going to see The Big Short with Harry, Lucas, and Lewis. It's a film based on the book by the same name about the 2007 financial crisis. It's very well made and interestingly made. A bit too Americanish, US-centric, but otherwise very, very good. 2. Cooking brunch and playing games, particularly towards the end of the term, with Annalie, David, Max, and Harry. It's just a good way to chill and have a break from work. 3. Omar's birthday. I got to see my school friends who are also in Cambridge after a while. We're just so busy nowadays, we don't get that much time to hang out anymore, so it was a great time to catch up and see all of them. 4. Generally hanging out with Stephen, Jai, and the other mathmos. I didn't really hang out with the other mathematicians in my year for the first 2 years, but I've been living with them for this whole year so far, and I really should have hung out with them before. We have good banter, great fun, and unfortunately, it's only going to last one more term, but I'm going to enjoy it while we have it. I suppose the free time that I do have is either spent watching television or playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, you heard right, I got back into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing after a dry spell of 7 years. I, of course, made sure that I kept up with the game during that time, watching the anime and watching videos on YouTube, but it's the first time that I've invested into cards in a very, very long time. The deck that I bought and have played with in 2 tournaments so far is the cheapest tier 1 deck at the moment, known as Monarchs. Cost me about £100 in total, and the 2 big tournaments I've entered in Cambridge and London went alright. That's pretty much it, to be honest. My life is pretty repetitive at the moment. Not boring. I thoroughly enjoy studying maths, training MMA, gymming, playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, watching television, hanging out with friends. It's just, I guess it can be summarised very easily. I just did. The problem is I don't film enough anymore, which makes it harder to actually recall the weird things that I have done. I'll try harder for next time. See you whenever that is, Adrito.